Hi friends. So, I'm back again. I know it's just been a day, but yesterday happened. A lot of big things have been happening, queer news related lately, and I woke up this morning and I knew I had to say some things in a post. I already recorded this once, so I thought, but turns out my phone was not recording, so that was upsetting. I'm going to try to do it again. Hopefully I'll be able to say everything that I want as articulately as I did before. So let's see how it goes. So this post is called Amendment 1, President Obama and the Future. And that is because those are the things that I want to discuss. I was really upset on Tuesday when I recorded my last vlog because Amendment 1 had passed in North Carolina, which was unsurprising, but nonetheless upsetting. And it's absurd to me because one of the authors of the amendment came out and said, while they were debating in the legislature, he said that he knows that in 20 years' time that the state will likely have a different political climate, and it's a generational thing, and that my generation, which will be in more control at that point, will come in and say, no, we want equality for everybody, and they'll get rid of that constitutional amendment. He said that. And yet, he still worked so hard to put that in the Constitution. He purposely abused the Constitution in a way that he knew would not be relevant in 2 decades, which is ridiculous, absurd, so upsetting. I cannot believe it. You just don't do that to a Constitution. You don't write discrimination into your Constitution with the full knowledge that it will be completely different in 2 decades. It's ridiculous. So that happened. But then things were kind of made a lot better yesterday when President Obama, the news with President Obama happened. Of course, if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you knew already about Amendment 1, and that you also know that President Obama came out yesterday on an ABC News interview in full support of same-sex marriage. He said in an email that I got from him yesterday, and this is also what he said on the interview, he says, "Friend, today I was asked a direct question and I gave a direct answer. I believe that same-sex couples should be allowed to marry." Which is phenomenal. He is now the first president in U.S. history to support full marriage equality in this respect. And I just, when I got the tweet, I got it from the Gay America blog, or America Blog Gay. I can never remember exactly how the words go. I was sitting on my bed and I was writing a post on Facebook about some things that were upsetting me about about Amendment 1 in North Carolina, and I got the tweet, I looked at my phone, I jumped up and I started hopping around my room. I was laughing, I was crying, I was jumping around this room. I ended up having to just brace myself on the door back there because I was, like, my heart was beating so fast and I was so ridiculously excited. So that was really fun. And then I ended up going and watching, the interview and whatnot. But I think it's so unbelievably awesome that he finally came out in support of same-sex marriage. Personally, I knew that he felt that way the entire time. I knew that it was only a matter of time before he came out in support of same-sex marriage. And of course, everything about this is political, unfortunately. But in this case, it's working out for the better for us. I think it's really, really important now that he be re-elected. Obviously, it's important to vote on a president on more than one issue. I agree with him on most things, and this is one issue that I hold extremely close to my heart, and I definitely agree with him on. Now, a couple things have happened since he came out in support of marriage equality. Some stuff about Mitt Romney has come out, that, he came out with a statement yesterday and said that he still thinks that marriage is between a man and a woman. And then some news reports have come out about him being a high school bully. And that's something that I kind of want to stay out of because I don't really know the validity of these reports, and I don't really know what, I don't want to get into it. But also Rush Limbaugh, crazy as he always is, came out and said yesterday, "We've arrived at a point where the President of the United States is going to lead a war on traditional marriage," which is absolutely absurd, and everybody basically knows it. Despite all of these bad things, I'm extremely comforted by the fact that I feel like the general majority of people do support full equality, and they are, fighting all in their own little ways to make that happen. So despite the fact that the majority of the 33% of North Carolinians that came out to vote voted for the marriage amendment, despite the fact that Mitt Romney, who is one of our major presidential candidates, still believes that only a man and a woman can be married, despite the fact that Rush Limbaugh is on the radio doing crazy things, I really think that we are headed in a really good direction here. And I think that it's really important that we keep fighting. If you're gay or identify somehow as queer and you want equality and people know about your identity and you're comfortable, then I think that it's really important that you continue to show people who you are and that this is something that you want. Because a lot of people, they think that, like President Obama did, he says in his email that he sent out to everybody and on the interview, he said that I was reluctant to use the term marriage because of the powerful traditions it evokes. And I thought that civil union laws and that conferred legal rights upon gay and lesbian couples were a solution. And that's what a lot of people think. And if you're somebody that disagrees with that and you want equality, then you have to fight for it. You have to show people that you want more than that. It's so important. If you're someone who identifies as straight and is an ally, thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You do so much for us all the time. You are one of our strongest voices. Because unfortunately, the way that things work is that somebody outside a minority group does not really get attention until somebody outside the minority group is talking about it. And as unfortunate as that is, we are blessed in the queer community, in the fight for equality, to have extremely powerful allies all over the place. Every single one of you. So please continue to do what you do. Continue to show people around you who don't know that this is something that we want. We want full marriage equality. And so I guess I want to now address some of my points from my video that I released yesterday, recorded 2 days ago. It was late Tuesday night. I was really distracted by my final. I was super tired. I should not have recorded a video at that time. I did. And I am not taking back anything I said, but I just want to clarify some things. I talked in that video about how screwed up marriage is. And now I'm talking about how awesome it is that our president supports marriage equality and how much I want marriage equality. The messages, if you don't know what's going on in my head, are not really meshing. So I want to clarify this. I think that marriage equality is a very important step on the track to recognizing all forms of equality. Not just for gay couples, not just for gay groups of people, queer groups of people, but everybody. There are alternative kinship structures everywhere, and yes, marriage does not allow for that. In President Obama's email yesterday, he said, I've talked to various members of my friends and family about this, and I've thought about members of my staff in long-term committed same-sex relationships who are raising kids together. And that is what the fight for marriage equality is focused on. It's focused on those white picket fences, assimilating the queer community to what we think of as the norm, the straight community, the norm of the straight community. And there are simply so many more people than that. So that is something that is really important to think about. But there are people who do want to get married. There are people who just want the white picket fence, the lawnmower, the 2.3 kids, and the Volvo. And they're important too. And that, I think, is where we're at right now. I think it's super important that we continue this fight for marriage equality for them. And also because it's a step. We have to take small steps. And unfortunately, all of these things take a lot of time. So we have to take small steps and get to this next step before we can take the higher step and fight for full equality, for recognition on a state level of alternative kinship structures, figure out some way that this can work. But for now, I think it's really important that we fight for marriage equality because it's, even if it's helping a certain group of people, it's still helping that group of people. And I think every part of the fight counts. So that's why I am fighting for marriage equality, but also am recognizing what some people call the queer critique of marriage. Um, and so I'd really like you to look into that. Um, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I'm really hoping that the video recorded this time. I guess I won't know until I'm done here. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really, really, really pissed. I'll probably do another post soon with some more personal things because I didn't get a chance to do that this time. Ooh, but I did want to talk about my shirt. It says I heart Chili Billies. I got it when I became the mayor of Chili Billies in Dinkytown. And I just want to do a little shameless plug because I really like Chili Billies. So if you're ever in Dinkytown in Minneapolis, and you want some froyo, or you don't want some froyo, you should go to Chili Billies, because then you want some froyo. It's a great place. It's locally owned. Billy's there every day, so hopefully you'll see him. It's open till 11, so go check it out. It's really good, especially with summertime coming. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day, and hopefully you can enjoy the weekend. I know here it's beautiful, and I'm hoping it's beautiful wherever you are too. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.